Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you checking out my channel. All you long-time subscribers and you new kids and cadets that have recently come out, I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Come back and see me, all that jazz. So my elderly scrapper does it 2 or 3 days a week. He called about an hour ago. He says, could you come right out? I says, yeah, maybe in 30 minutes. He says, no, come out now. I want to go back out scrapping. I need you to come now. So he says, I got a mower. I says, is it gas or electric? He said, gas. So I got out there. He had this on the pickup truck. I jumped up there, helped him get it down. He had his knee replaced last year, so I don't want him falling on his head. So he said he talked to the guy that put this to the street, said it worked, but he tried to start it for me and couldn't get it to start. So I kind of saw this big rust mark there, and that kind of turned me off. I said I'd give 10 for it. He says, how about 15? He always tries to squeeze me for 5 more. I says, well, what else do you got? And I saw this on the truck, the new box. I said, what's in there? He said, a brand new lamp. So he didn't lie. I just looked this thing up. It's from Lowe's, but the product date on it says 2012. So somebody had this thing in their garage and never put it on. I tried to see the value in 2012. I couldn't get any hits. It just says no longer available. But it's probably fake copper. So I gave 5 for it. I thought, what the heck, $5. Maybe I can pawn it off on my daughter. So Allen and Roth, I kind of looked up similar ones that are for sale now, and they're about $69. So I paid 5 for that. I was happy. So I says, okay, 15, 10, and 5. And then I saw this. He says, you want this? It's just missing the air filter. I says, nah, I don't know about that. He says, look, it's got 2 attachments. I said, where's the weed eater attachment? He says, I don't have that. So I said, I'll give you 5 for this setup. He says, okay. So I gave him $20 for everything. 5 for this, 5 and 10. Let's look this piece of crap over. Don't know anything about it, but we're going to find out here why this thing is pushed to the curb. 123 kilo 02-0238 E1. Looks like a 2003. Yeah, 123 kilo 02-0253 or 58. 58 Echo 1. Jet blue. The model 917 period 388510. What do they call it? A 6.5, probably 21 inch, maybe. Serial 091603 Mike 145814. So after I got it home, I kind of lift the trap door to see if it went all the way down with the rust, and it doesn't. It kind of stops right there. So deck integrity is still fine. I could push these rusty spots down and put tape over this. All this is going to do is let debris blow up through there. Surprised to see the Easy Blocker bag still with it. Looks like Harvey would tie up the handle. Cable looks like it's in decent shape. No deck rod on this side. So I'm guessing he stored this inside, and that rust on the other side is sandblasting. He probably got a lot of use out of this thing since 2003. So let's put you back up here. Look at the filter. I got my turkey baster. Let's see if the fuel's bad. No clucking around. It's time to get serious about small engine and small engine repair. Let's do the fuel first, just to see if there's water in it. Okay, very little fuel. I'm gonna have to tilt it forward to try to get a sample. You guys hold on. I don't think I'm gonna get much. I'm getting a little bit. Not really. My turkey baster melted kind of shut. It took some in, but I had it sitting in the sun, plus the gasoline doesn't help. It kind of melted the opening here. So this thing may be kaput. Yeah, and there's not enough gas in here for me to manipulate this thing. So that was a waste of time. Let's look at the air filter. I got fresh gas. I'll put it on top of the bad gas and get this thing to start. This cover here usually gets thrown in the trash, so that shows that somebody took care of this thing. Priming unit. I see some green snot in the throat of the carb. Pre-filter. This is just dusty. Looks like an aftermarket filter. This is all dried out on the foam. Okay, let's fuel it. I'll get my big eyeballs down there and see if it's priming. I'll try not to spill any fuel on Mr. Cluck's chicken legs. Okay, 80% full on the fuel, so if there was any stale fuel in it, hopefully it mixes with this 80%. And it'll start for us. Let me get down here, eyeball it. Oh wow, it's hitting the roof of the carburetor. NGK plug, looking at that. So this thing may start. Wow, really good priming. 2003 oldie but goodie. So this would make a good cheapie. People have been hounding me for cheap mowers. I'd do 100 on this. Spent 10 on it. Make 90 bucks if I don't need to put a blade on it. I got to check that out. Okay, just kick back. Kick back on me. I should check the oil. I don't like it when it kicks back. It means Harvey hit a boulder. Thing's out of time. Keyway is messed up. Just a tad over on the oil. Fill, not bad. Yeah, 123 kilo 0202 238 Echo 1. Okay. I'm going to turn this over. Probably should have did that first. May lose a little fuel because I'm really high on the tank. Pull the wire off the NGK. We don't want surprises. No surprising. No surprising us. Little weeping here from the drain plug. That's just a 3/8 drive. Let me grab a 3/8 and just see if this thing needs to be tightened up. Otherwise, I would take it off and put some black silicone on it. Yeah, it was loose. Okay. I didn't get too crazy, but I got it tightened down. Some nicks. I'll pick an imaginary spot. Just turn this thing over and see if it's bent. Looks straight to me. Just needs to be touched up. They were hitting something here. Putting some big gouging in the steel. Not the original blade. This is in too good of a condition to be from 2003. I know what I'm going to check. I'm going to pull the plug because he had this on his trailer. Bed of the truck kind of nose down. That would force engine oil into the cylinder. So let's just make sure we're not trying to compress motor oil. Let me pull this thing over. You see anything? Looks dry. Nothing pulled out or blew out. I'm gonna grab, well, he's got a wire up there. Let me wire up the bail bar and just check for spark. What the hell? Since we're down here, I'll ground this NGK Bravo 2 Lima mic against the muffler. Do some troubleshooting, at least check for spark. Okay. Yep. We're cooking with fire. We may get lucky on this thing. Touch up the blade. Service the oil. Blow this out the door for 100 or 120. Okay. Let's pull on it. So did I put fresh gas onto bad gas? If it's down in the bowl, there's nothing I can do about it. I got some nitro starting fluid. Let's try to motivate this thing directly. Direct injection. priming system's good. It shot a stream of raw gas straight up into the throat of the carb. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now we're talking ether. I can smell the ether. It wants to kick back, kick back, kick back. Okay, so kind of bangy, smoky, and it wanted to pull my arm out of my socket. So do we have a keyway issue? Something's not right. We just ran into this issue before. A couple weeks ago, we had one with a sheared keyway. It was one keyway width off, and it would just run terribly, like it was out of time. And of course it would be. So I didn't see any catastrophic strikes on the blade. There is some nicks here and there. I wondered if that was enough to cause a keyway issue. I am showing oil level up in this area, so that could account for the excess smoke through the exhaust. If I drain some off, let this thing idle, it would burn off that oil. Other thing I noticed when I was looking at this side, the two bolts for the muffler are loose. This thing was dancing around like that. So that's got to be tightened up. My keeper's got to be flattened down and then tighten those two up. So I'll probably do that, drain some oil off and let it idle. See if the smoke clears up. If it still runs shitty, I'll tear it down and check the keyway. So what do you guys think? You think that's an acceptable way to go on the Craftsman 21-inch mulcher? Let me know what you think. $10 machine with some deck cancer back there. At least it started. I'm kind of happy with it. Maybe it just needs a carb clean. We couldn't get it to start on its own without severe motivation. Let's just see if it starts on its own now. Prime it. and see if it works. If it tries to yank my arm out of the socket, we got issues. Yep. Yep, you see that? It just came to a dead stop right there. It did. You get it past those two dead ends, and there's a section where it'll start itself, but you'll always end up coming through those two dead ends, and you got to pull past them in order to get it to start. I'm going to bet a Mountain Dew and a chocolate donut that the keyway is going to be our issue. I'll be really surprised if it's carburation only. Both times we tried it, we come to a dead end. I almost jerked my arm out of my shoulder, get past that, and it starts, but it runs terribly bad. That it feels like it's got a miss. Timing's off. No rod knock. I think this thing is salvageable. It's going to be salvageable. I tear them down generally anyway and get rid of all the oil and dirt under the recoil. If I'm that far, I'm right on top of the flywheel cup and bolt. Take that off, and you're home free. You guys have a great day today. Appreciate you coming out. Let me know what you think. For 10 on the Crafty 2003. We got some 2-cycle stuff and the walkway light. 5 each on that happy junk. You guys tip your waitress and wait staff. Have a good day today. Like I said earlier, like and subscribe. Adios, amigos.